Some people say, as a Unitarian, you can believe anything you want, or even do anything you want. In this vision, Unitarianism, in a way, is just a mirror of our consumerist culture. Yes, we have the freedom to choose from 50 different types of toothpaste. Yes, we have the freedom to choose from 200 television channels. Yes, we have the freedom to choose from 20 different suppliers of our gas and electricity. But is this real freedom? I was watching last night a film, The Adjustment Bureau, and it's a film where there's these sort of forces are sort of secretly in control of the whole of human history. And one of the characters who are these controlling sort of dark figures says, oh, we let you, choose from your toothpaste and all this stuff. But the really important stuff, we control. We just let you kind of think you've got freedom by letting you choose these little things. And it's an illusion of freedom that we give you to keep you within our control. See, have we just swapped one set of chains for another, one cage for another? Are we crying, freedom, freedom, we want to be free, or once again returning to a cage? Maybe a different cage, but still a cage. See, after we've freed ourselves from religious dogma, there are still other cages that hold us. The cage of our own egos, the cage of consumerism, the cage of poverty, the cage of our anxiety, the cage of meaninglessness, the cage of greed and anger, the cage of distrust and fear and conflict. Our souls and our world are still trapped in a lot of different cages. I always think of the vision of the commuters, this stuffed train full of commuters who look weighed down with the chains of life. And those are weighed down with the chains of poverty, injustice, racism. These are all the cages that exist in our souls and in our world. The Buddha said, there is no suffering for the one who has freed themselves on all sides, thrown off all fetters, thrown off all chains. And the Buddha also said, even the gods envy the one who is free from pride, free from appetites. And this is the real freedom. This is the real freedom of Unitarianism. Not to come here week after week to be told again and again and again, you're free, you're free, you're free. But to begin the real work of freeing ourselves from all those spiritual cages. Religious freedom is only the first step. Saying you don't have to believe this or that to be a Unitarian is only the first step. The next step is spiritual freedom. And spiritual freedom means the hard work of freeing our souls from all that oppresses them, from everything that depresses you, everything that diminishes you. In the words of the Sufi Hafiz, freely translated by Daniel Ladinsky, run, my dear, from anything that may not strengthen your precious budding wings. And this is a lifelong work. And that's why we need to join together in religious community, to encourage one another, to practice lifting the soul and opening the heart and opening the mind. And how do we do this? We pray, we worship, we sing, we dance, we laugh, we meditate, we breathe, we pay attention, we eat, we love, we forgive, we think, we doubt, We cry. We create. We tell the truth. We find beauty. We bind up the broken. And each one of these acts as a regular spiritual discipline frees the soul a little more. And we know this because we know others who have freed their souls. When I encounter those figures like Jesus or the Buddha or Hafiz, what I see more than anything else in their spirit, in their way, is freedom. There's a freedom of the soul in those people. These are people who have learned how to be free, and we need to listen to their witness. And yes, we'll fail, and we'll be rubbish and human and messy, and we'll forgive ourselves and each other and begin again in love, because that's a spiritual discipline too. And you'll know you're going in the right direction when you find yourself more compassionate, more patient with people, when you notice beauty, when you love stories, when you sing more loudly, when you care less what people think about you, when you want less stuff, fewer possessions, when your capacity for joy increases. This is what spiritual freedom, real freedom, looks like. Hafiz, the great mystic who was so utterly free and full of the Spirit, said, "We have not come here to take prisoners, but to surrender ever more deeply to freedom and joy. We have not come into this exquisite world to hold ourselves hostage from love, for we have not come here to take prisoners or to confine our wondrous spirits, but to experience ever and ever more deeply our divine freedom and courage and light. May we experience ever and ever more deeply our divine freedom and courage and light. May it be so." Our next hymn is number 14. The first and the second verses are with the music in this hymn. It's number 14, 1-4, "Bring Many Names."